Hello, everyone. Chrissy Etheridge here. So for a very brief moment, we are going to talk about Green Compass and CBD. I don't expect this to take any longer than 20 to 30 minutes, but go ahead and get a pen and paper out, turn off all the distractions, get ready. You can hit pause and come back when you actually do have some distraction-free time, but certainly reach out to whoever sent you this video and ask questions if you have any. So my name is Chrissy Etheridge. I'm a family nurse practitioner. I'm a holistic educator, lover of all things plant-based, and I love teaching people the power of using plants over pills. I have 5 children. I have 4 grandbabies, and every one of them use holistic remedies first. Doesn't mean that we don't enjoy 2021 westernized medicine and the capabilities that it does bring us, particularly in the technology world. But when it comes to simple ailments and kind of day-to-day needs, we certainly reach for our wall of plant-based remedies and oils first. So Green Compass was started, for those of you that aren't familiar with Green Compass, by this couple right here, Meredith and Sterling Cook. Meredith had a lot of issues after having one of her children, which is a very common issue that takes place due to shifts of hormones and, lots of feelings of overwhelm and sadness. And she experienced all of those, so much so where her life just kind of stopped and she wasn't able to function. She's very open about this issue that she had, and her, with the help of her husband, they found some CBD product that really helped her, and finally get back to quote unquote normal. But what they found was they just couldn't find products that really they could trust for themselves, for their kids, for people around them. Sterling Cook is a very big agricultural person, and Meredith's brother also is a farmer in North Carolina. And so they partnered to create in 2018, what now today we know as Green Compass. They partnered with the hemp pilot program as the Farm Bill started passing CBD to become legal. Sterling definitely saw that there was a need in the North Carolina farming industry to incorporate hemp. And so, they really have this mission to create the highest quality products from their farms and trusted partners, to make sure that each advocate and each customer has the best experience they can with Green Compass and their products. So I'm very impressed with this company and with the owners. So their mission really is based on these 4 foundations of the culture of Green Compass, which is quality, impact, community, and integrity. We're going to touch on a little bit of all of these during this 30 minutes together. So what makes Green Compass different? You can see here the farmers. You can see Sterling over on the right. Meredith is down at the bottom with her brother. And then the other farmers, really kind of the guys that run the show in terms of, getting us these amazing high quality CBD products from these hemp farms that you can see them standing in. So Green Compass is different, and it's just such an amazing blessing to be to have these products in my home and also represent this company. But it really goes along with these 4 different differences, which is quality, vertical integration, research, development, and innovation, and compliance and legal. So within the quality standards that Green Compass really focuses on, it all surrounds this USDA organic certification, not only in their hemp farms, but also with their full and broad spectrum products. So they do not use any pesticides or herbicides. It is all completely chemical free. And they also use heirloom variety organic essential oils, as well as USDA organic certified coconut oil for their carrier. They're completely vertically integrated. They have a hand in every step of the process, pretty much from the time that the seed is introduced into the soil. Actually before that, right? Actually even into the control of the soil and the quality of the soil, but all the way to the agricultural research and development, product and manufacturing, packing and distributing, and even full control of the supply and manufacturing process. And it is a completely U.S. Business. There are no products that come from outside the United States. Research and development and innovation, Green Compass Labs have a lot to do with the research and development. They also partner with the University of North Carolina in Wilmington. Their chief science officer, they have a complete full lab team and really strive for that cutting edge technology and product innovation. And then there's also a compliance legal team for strict adherence to governmental regulations. But there's also partnership with the FDA as the new laws are being passed and acts are being created to protect consumers. Green Compass is playing a big role in that to make sure that the standard of CBD is already set to the standard that Green Compass expects for all consumers, even with different companies. So that's very exciting stuff coming. So what is CBD and will it make me feel high? You can actually see in the background the picture of the hemp plant and what it looks like as it's growing. You can see the small flower, or what's called a bud, that's coming off of it. And then you can see the tinctures that you would actually consume in your home. We'll talk a little bit about the difference between broad spectrum and full spectrum. The broad spectrum is shown here with the blood orange and vanilla on your left, and the fresh mint is a full spectrum. There are different flavors that you can choose from to help enhance that experience with some essential oil extracts. So CBD, or cannabidiol, is one of many different compounds known as cannabinoids found in the cannabis plant. So let's see how many times we can say C different words, right? So cannabinoids are unique because they act on the cannabinoid receptors that are part of the endocannabinoid system throughout the body. And we have our own endocannabinoid system. This is truly a system that is based on just bringing balance, or what's called homeostasis, to our bodies, helps regulate so many different systems in our body. And when our body is in misregulation or dysregulation, that's when we can start having some abnormalities with the way that the cellular function works, with the way that the hormones and the messengers work in our body, and just overall, have issues with inflammation cycles and sleep cycles. And the endocannabinoid system is everywhere. We actually make our own endocannabinoids. Endo is from the body. Phyto is from a plant. So CBD is actually a phytocannabinol. But we make our own endocannabinoids. It's 2-AG and anandamide are the two endocannabinoids that we know very well in our body. And females actually produce these cannabinoids in their breast milk. So it is known that babies that breastfeed are a little bit more calmer than babies that bottle feed. And this is what we believe is now that the research is coming out about the endocannabinoid system and cannabinoids in general. Now we're starting to really understand some of those effects. We also release endocannabinoids when we run. That's now starting to believe what was creating that runner's high that occurs, that kind of feel good sensation when we push our bodies, like an athlete or a marathon runner would. But cannabinoids, or phytocannabinoids, can also be found in other plant-based sources like hops, pepper, and cocoa beans. So in the cannabis family, you have two different plants that we talk about when we talk about the difference between marijuana and hemp. And the glaring question that a lot of people have is, can I get high? So marijuana is seen on the left side. It has a high level of THC and a low level of CBD. And so THC is actually the phytocannabinoid, or the cannabinoid for short, that binds to the receptors in our brain in the endocannabinoid system that can make you feel high. In a much more technical term, it doesn't actually bind to the receptors, but for simplicity's sake, we'll just say that it reacts to those receptors in our brain. And that's where we get that head high or that feeling of being high. Where hemp, which is also part of the cannabis strain, has high levels of CBD and low levels of THC. So the CBD, or the cannabidiol, binds to many other receptors in our body that do not create that high sensation. It can create a relaxation effect. It can certainly have an effect that causes us to feel calmer, but it cannot have the high effect that smoking marijuana or ingesting marijuana can do. In order to be legal, the dry weight per volume must be less than 0.3% THC to be legal, to be hemp. And so that's really important. And Green Compass focuses on CBD from the hemp plant. And we do not carry any marijuana strains or any marijuana extracts or products in our line. It is solely from the hemp plant. So when you identify quality products, you want to look at several different things. CBD is everywhere on the market today, and there's very questionable quality and integrity from those companies. Buying your CBD from gas stations or Amazon, or maybe even in the line, I saw a candle being sold with CBD in it at one of the big box stores, and I just kind of shook my head because there's not really high quality products in those big box store lines for sure. But the most important thing is looking at what's called the certificate of analysis with Green Compass. On every one of our products, on the bottom of the bottle and the bottom of the box somewhere is a QR code that you can scan for the certificate of analysis. This actually lets you know exactly the content that is in there, not only from the CBD content, but also the THC and any other testing that might be done, looking for contaminants or heavy metals. So that's really important that you can see the certificate of analysis for the product you're consuming. Another thing that I would caution you is make sure that the date is correct. If you happen to scan and get a QR code from another company and it's dated 2017, I might stop and question that. So you want to make sure that the batches match for what they're actually saying that they're doing. There is a lot of questionable things that take place in this industry because there's no real regulations, and those are coming. That's what I kind of talked about earlier about the FDA and Green Compass partnering with the FDA for consumer safety ultimately. But there at this point in time, there's not any regulation. And so I've actually heard that like some companies literally will just dip a bottle into a vat of oil and call it CBD. And, there's no telling what could be in there based on the percentages of CBD, THC, and anything else that could be there. So please, please be careful. Clean soil is very important when it comes to the quality of hemp. The cannabis species in general absorbs a lot of the contaminants within the soil and the air. It's actually kind of like think of it like a magic eraser for soil. It's actually used for soil remediation in a lot of different agricultural industries around the world. And because of its ability to cleanse the soil, and so it can absorb a lot, and its roots go deep down underneath the soil. And so it's very, very important to start with clean soil first. And that's why Green Compass really focuses on the organic and herbicide and pesticide-free products. And then, of course, very, very organic methods when it comes to clean soil because of hemp's characteristics. And we've talked a little bit about the USDA organic certified. This just lets you know that, you've got a peace of mind knowing that anything with that seal was grown in the absence of herbicides and pesticides. All of our hemp bud or flower is extracted using a carbon dioxide method. This is environmentally friendly, and it preserves the cannabinoids better than any solvent extract might. And then, of course, the hemp flower is all of the hemp plant that we use. A lot of companies actually will use what's called the aerial parts of the plant also, including like the stalks and the leaves. And, that has very negligible amounts of CBD and doesn't really serve any medicinal purposes. All it does is really create a filler, which again lessens the quality of the CBD product you would be using. And then coconut oil is the carrier of choice for human consumption. Our pets actually have a hemp seed oil that is used instead, but coconut oil for us helps carry more CBD molecules, which ultimately delivers more cannabidiol to our cells for absorption. Pets just prefer hemp in terms of how they digest, which is why it's used. So there's 3 different delivery methods that Green Compass focuses on when it comes to delivering the CBD to your body. There's a water-soluble delivery, a sublingual delivery, and a topical delivery, and we'll talk about each one of those. So the water-soluble delivery. So this is a process of reducing the molecules into a nano size or nanoemulsification, which creates them to be water soluble. It breaks them down into such a small size that instead of the CBD or cannabidiol is fat soluble, very hard for our body to absorb correctly. And there's a lot of user error when it comes to tinctures. So make sure you're kind of following those directions too if you choose the sublingual route. But these water soluble sizes, the body's able to better absorb the CBD into the system, and it creates a higher bioavailability. And so not to bore you, but there's a technique where they blast the CBD with ultrasound waves, and then that breaks it up into a smaller water size molecule size, and then it's coated with a plant-based substance that keeps it from going back into its original form. This ultimately leads to better bioavailability, which is really the definitions at the bottom, but ultimately just means that your body can absorb more and you've got more of the substance for the active effect on the body. And so 1 nano jelly, and you can see the limoncello on the side at the bottom, yields the same benefits as 25 to 50 milligrams of CBD taken sublingually. And at the time of this video recording, at the time of this information, Green Compass has broad spectrum hemp flower extract only available in this nano emulsification or the nano jellies at this time. Not sure if that's going to change anytime in the future, but just very quickly, the difference between broad spectrum and full spectrum. Full spectrum is the entire hemp flower, including all the 140 plus cannabidiols that we know of now, plus the flavonoids and the terpenes and the legal amount of THC available, which is anything at less than 0.3%. So that's full spectrum. Broad spectrum goes one step further and extracts the THC out. And so that is what our nano jellies are. So you get all of the other cannabidiols, you get the flavonoids, you get the terpenes, you just have this step where the THC is removed. So that's broad spectrum. This elderberry flavor was available this year for the first time. They do mix it with black elderberry, a cherry extract, and some mushroom extracts to help support a healthy immune function and boost our immune system. So there's 2 different flavors, the limoncello and the elderberry, available right now in the nano jellies. We also have nano emulsified CBD or nano enhanced hemp flower within some powders that are available. There's 12 pouches in each box, and you can use the Energize, which has 72 trace minerals, guaiaca leaf for energy without the jitters, cordyceps for heightened mental focus and clarity. And then this also provides some enhanced mood and motivation. It's got a proprietary nano-enhanced terpene blend, including beta-caryophyllene, alpha-humulene, and alpha-bisabolol for additional benefits. including faster recovery, better focus and balance, and reduced oxidative stress. This is an orange zest flavor, and there is no sweetener in it. I do believe there's, it's all real fruit, no extra sugar, and no sweeteners added at all. There's also a mountain berry electrolyte powder called Hydrate. Again, 12 packages inside each box that has the 72 trace minerals. This has coconut for daily refreshing hydration, tart cherry for enhanced exercise and decreased recovery time, and enhanced mood and motivation, again, with a proprietary nano-enhanced terpene blend. So the next form is a sublingual delivery. And this is, in essence, where you're going to put it underneath your tongue and let it sit for at least 60 seconds before swallowing it. Each one of these full spectrum or broad spectrum or isolate tinctures, all available in this form, have different flavors that you can choose from. The broad spectrum has cinnamon, orange, and vanilla or natural, and the full spectrum has cinnamon, mint, and natural. And then there's a pet tincture as well. I've never been able to hold it under my dog's tongues, but we just let them lick it and take it. There's a natural flavor that's at 250 milligram and a bacon flavor that's 500. So there is a pet tincture available as well. It doesn't have to just be for dogs either. Any mammal that has a spine can benefit from CBD. So cats, dogs, birds, and everything in between that has a spine. And then we have our Boost terpene and essential oil blends available, and they come in 4 different blends for sleep, pain, immunity, and metabolism assistance. So those are our sublingual delivery. And then we also have topical delivery as well. We have a lot of endocannabinoid receptors on our skin. And so as we absorb a lot of the products that we put on our skin anyway, which is why it's important to make sure that you pay attention to toxins that you might be putting all over your skin, but we can absorb the CBD as well. There is a reduced pain relief roll-on, kind of like, I like to think of it like the old Secret bottles of deodorant, where it's hands-free, you just roll it where you need it. There is a pain cream. She's holding it in her hand, so you push the top, some cream comes out that little hole, and so it is not a hands-free application, but the pump itself actually has menthol, methyl salicylate, and camphor, so a little bit more of an icy hot sensation than the roll-on pain relief does. And then there's a Soothe body cream also with organic aloe vera, and then the hemp flower extract. This is a lower dose of the CBD and very gentle on the skin. So you can use it for mild muscle relief, but also for different skin issues and concerns. And then there's some essential oil roller bottles called Infuse. We have a women's monthly blend, an ice pain blend, a focus, like mental focus and memory enhancement blend, a Shine, which has a lot of orange essential oils for improving energy and mood, calming for relaxing. And then over on the side, you can't see it, but it's a Crown blend, more for different head tension and discomfort. So all of those also have CBD in the rollers as well. So with Green Compass, you can rest assured that if the products that you get you're not in love with, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. So certainly keep that in mind when you order, that there is no risk. If either you love it or you don't. And if you don't love it, you can certainly get your money back, even if you've used the product. So Green Compass is a direct sales business model, which means that you can actually become a Green Compass advocate. You can share Green Compass with your friends and family while making extra money, whether or not you want to pay a few bills, have a little extra spending money, or you want to start supplementing your income or maybe even replace it. You have that complete opportunity with Green Compass. We use a social selling model, which is really just using your phone, using the computer, using Zoom like we're doing. Social selling is the #1 way to get a product to a consumer globally. Currently, we're only in the United States, but there is talk of it expanding to other countries. So that's very, very exciting. The social selling industry is reported in annual sales of 35.4 billion worldwide, which is more than doubling the annual revenue of the NFL. So that's pretty impressive. And according to the recent Zapier study, 34% of Americans currently have a side hustle. So there are a lot of people looking for kind of that extra money, that supplemental money. Maybe you don't want to always work overtime. Maybe you don't want to get the second job. Maybe you want to sit at home on the couch and, have a side hustle business rather than having to leave the home. So there's a lot of different reasons why people look at side hustles. And 61.1 million people plan on starting a side hustle this year in 2021. So the side gig economy is alive and well. So when you look at side hustles and you look at companies, particularly direct sales companies, you want to really think about the company, the product, and the timing of why you make a decision to jump into a business. I know a lot of people that jump into that purchase a kit for a discount, and that is absolutely acceptable. And that is something we can help you do if that's what you want to do. But when it comes to actually wanting to make money, when you really want to get down to the nitty gritty and think about, like, is this going to bring me what my dreams and goals and hopes might be, you really need to make sure that you're signing up at the right time when the company is in its peak performance and getting started, and not waiting 20 plus years to get started in a direct sales, because there is statistics that show that the later you start with a company, the less successful you might be. Doesn't mean everybody is, but it can be harder to tap into. Certainly the right place in terms of what's happening in the economy, what's happening in the world, what's happening particularly with CBD, for example, with the Farm Bill being passed and the FDA starting to step in and a lot of regulation changes. So definitely want to make sure you're in the right place for a certain product. And then talking about the product, you want to make sure you have the right product. I love network marketing companies for their products. There are some really, really fabulous products out there, but you need to make sure that the company that you partner with has the right product that makes sense for the current times, the needs, and what's happening. Green Compass launched in 2019. There's customers and advocates in every state in the United States, but we are definitely just getting started. You could be a trailblazer in your state and with your group. Thousands of new advocates are joining every year, and total sales are increasing by over 100% annually. And Green Compass was recognized as the company to watch in 2021 in the direct sales news. So why Green Compass and why now? First of all, natural and alternative products are dominating the health and wellness space. CBD is one of the fastest growing categories in this particular space. Green Compass is innovative and fast growing, and they are a ground floor company. This is super important part of this puzzle right here, to really think about being a part of the ground floor opportunity. There's weekly and monthly commissions available, discounts, free products, credits, and incentives. You can do this part-time, full-time, and lifetime for different earning potentials, and there is endless support from home office and field leadership. So how do you get support and training if this is something you're interested in? There's a one-team culture here with Green Compass. Everyone is willing to share. Everyone is willing to help. Everyone is willing to reach out. It's actually quite a phenomenon that I've never seen in any other company I've been a part of. There is online and virtual training resources available. The in-person events, trainings, and conferences are also available throughout the year, and shareable marketing assets. I didn't make this PowerPoint I'm using. This is something that was available for me in the back office to use. There's a ton of Facebook groups for advocates and potential customers. And then there's getting to know Green Compass events in person and in virtual. We actually have a weekly family call with Green Compass Corporate, and then another weekly team call at a different night to really stay connected with the group. So is this opportunity right for you? Well, if you have personal or professional goals you'd like to achieve, if you are coachable and willing to learn, and you have the desire to help others while helping yourself, this might be for you. So what's the next step? Well, becoming a customer is certainly a very important step. We can help you choose which products are best for you. We all have a virtual or online PDF that we have shared with you or will share with you to help you go through. Now that you know about CBD and Green Compass, now you can kind of figure out your steps to what CBD would work well for you. So you choose the type of CBD that you want to try, whether or not it's tincture, jellies, or topicals, or maybe all three, the dosage you want to start with, the the other topicals that are available if you want to add on to that. And then definitely figuring out the type. Do you want broad spectrum or full spectrum? We touched on that a little bit. And then what other enhancements for the boost do you want to add on? So those are all steps within the PDF that helps you, or you can just hop on a call with one of us and we can help you. Now, if you want to become an advocate and start creating an additional stream of income, then you would want to choose one of the core kits I'm going to go over and get your business started. So the core kit, this is our basic core kit. It's got 2 different tinctures to try, both broad and full. It's got the Soothe Cream, the Reduce Pain Cream, all 6 essential oil rollers, and then part of the skincare line called the BB Pads. You get a ton of marketing materials and a core success workbook all wrapped up in this for $2.99. And this kit is valued. These are full-size products that you will use, and this is a $600 value. So very, just a great deal. The Core Runners Kit, this is actually what I started out with, is over $1,000 worth of value. It's priced at $4.99. You get 4 different tinctures to try, different flavors, different types. You get a pet tincture to try, the Reduce and Soothe Pain Creams, 3 different boost essential oil and terpene blends to try, some bath bombs, some lip balms, all 6 of the essential oil rollers, and the entire skincare line, including the cleanser, the moisturizer, and the BB peel pads, plus all the marketing material. So either one. Oh, and you also get with this Core Runners Kit 6 months of tech fees waived. It's a $9.95 a month tech fee, which with each advocate. And a lot of people ask me this question, so I'm going to go ahead and just get it out of the way. There's no monthly requirements to purchase anything. There are monthly requirements in order to, to receive a commission, but it is not required that you purchase any products. So that's always a question. We can talk a little bit more about that if you're interested. So really, the future depends on what you do today, whether or not you want to become a customer or an advocate or want to look at both. Just do your due diligence, research about CBD, research about Green Compass. If you're interested in looking at the advocate and the business side, just really allow yourself to dream about the possibilities and just make a decision either way. We just always don't want anybody to have any regrets. If it's not for you, then maybe who do you know? Maybe you're not interested in the business, but you've already started thinking about somebody that could already benefit from CBD or maybe even benefit from the business. So definitely let us know that. And talk to the person that invited you or shared this video, and they can walk you through the next steps. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate your time, and I look forward to getting to know each one of you. Have a blessed